Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good afternoon, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the News 8 Live Desk. Hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. We could not have set up a better live desk if we tried to today, as it is, of course, Halloween. But there is something to kind of continue that sort of spooky Halloween theme fun going into the weekend. We are now being joined by Aaron Jewell with the Witches of West Michigan, and they have a pretty awesome event coming to Grand Rapids this Sunday. We're going to be talking all about that, talking about Witches of West Michigan as well. Aaron, thank you so much for stopping by. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. And, first things first, I want to kind of talk about, like I said, the organization itself, Witches of West Michigan. For people that are maybe unfamiliar with the organization, maybe this is the first time they're hearing about it, can you explain what it is that you guys are all about and what you guys do?
Yeah, well, we started out in the end of 2020 as just a Facebook group. A couple of people came together and said, hey, this is a pretty isolating time. Maybe we can form a community online. And it really took off. It was astounding at how fast it took off. So now we are a Facebook group of 40 or 4,000 plus people in West Michigan, presumably witches, of, just community. And we're really just trying to give people a place to exist, a little bit of community, a little bit of validation of saying, hey, you're not so alone out there. There's a lot of us out here that practice, varying shades and varieties of spiritual, earth-based practices. So we try to be a welcoming community where anyone, regardless of your path or how you define yourself as a witch or a spiritualist or whatever, can come together, learn from each other, share practices, and just have a safe place to exist.
I really like how you emphasize the sense of community that you guys are building there, and having that many people already in the organization is super awesome. And I know there are people probably watching this, and like I said, maybe they are hearing about it for the first time, who maybe kind of associate themselves with everything you guys are all about, and are maybe looking to possibly get involved themselves. Is there a good way for them to do that? I just want to make sure that everybody watching knows that you guys are open to that.
Yeah, we're predominantly a Facebook group. We're working towards how we can have a more solid foundation. But right now, the Facebook group is the best way to get in touch, and it's just Witches of West Michigan. You can find us there and answer the questions for approval, and we'd love to have you. And then we do have gatherings occasionally in person too, where you can come and feel it out, meet some people in the community, and you don't have to necessarily identify as a witch. That's kind of a big word. It's hard for some people to embrace or accept. And so that's not a requirement at all. But if you're curious, if you've played around with spirituality, if you've been interested in magic, in the earth, in how all of those things come together and combine, then this is definitely a place for you.
This is definitely an organization that there's a lot of moving parts to it. There's a lot of fluidity into it, I would say, Aaron. And, you mentioned the gatherings. It's mostly Facebook group, but the gatherings are also a super huge and awesome part of the organization as well. And you have a super fun one coming up this Sunday as well that I want to shift our focus onto now. It's a Samhain. I hope I'm pronouncing that again correctly. You corrected me earlier, and I appreciate that because I want to get this right. A Samhain Divination Festival. It's happening this Sunday in Grand Rapids. Yeah. Can you just talk to us about, first things first, what is Samhain, just for people, again, kind of giving them a history lesson. This might be everybody, including myself's, first introduction to something like this.
So Samhain is a Celtic practice. It's a Celtic word, a Celtic practice of Halloween, All Hallows Eve. Some people call it Witches' New Year. And it's just a time of ancestors being closer, the veil being thin, however you want to talk about it. It's a liminal space. So we have more access to communication, to communication from the divine, to our ancestors. And so there's many ways to practice it, but it's predominantly about this connection to the earth, to the season, to what's come before.
And like I said, kind of perfect timing with Halloween being today and everything like that. Glad we were able to set this up. The festival is again happening this Sunday, and for people that want to know a little bit more information, we do have a full layout right now over on our website inside this week's weekend planner. But Aaron, kind of give us a little bit of an insight of what you guys are actually going to be doing on Sunday for people that do decide to show up. What are some things that they can expect?
Yeah, so we have it's indoor and outdoor. We have the main focus is our reader and healers. We have 9 people from the community that will be sharing their talents, their gifts as Reiki healers, tarot readers, mediums, and just really beautiful ways to connect with wisdom, to connect with spirit, to connect with messages from ancestors or the divine or whatever you want to call it. So that's the main focus of it as is a divination festival. But we'll also have other things going on. We will have rituals throughout the day. We'll have an opening ritual right around 10. We'll have a midday ritual, and then we'll have a really beautiful closing with our choir, the Michigan Muses. We will also have vendors there. So there's about 20 vendors split between indoor and outdoor that will have, we everything from crystals to jewelry to art, um, tools for the craft, herbs, um, soaps, candles, just a really beautifully talented and diverse community of creators that so they'll be there with their wares and ready to connect to the community and also food trucks because you can't go wrong with that. So we will have food, we will have celebration, we will have divination.
Yeah, no, a whole lot planned out. I'm sure a lot of people are already kind of chomping at the bit to get after this event and be a part of it. But really, Aaron, I want to shift now to, as a member of the Witches of West Michigan, hosting this event. What is sort of a goal? Do you guys have a goal in mind? Is it sort of to just open up the community a little bit more to the things you guys are participating in, the things you guys believe in, and bringing them all together? Or is there maybe something else that you really hope people kind of get out of an event like this?
The biggest goal of this event, with all of our events, the biggest goal is building community. And the biggest goal of this event is really celebrating our community members. We have some really talented people. We have beautiful creators, um, intentional creations, and we've got some really talented healers and seers and readers that we just want to give them a platform to share what they can do and show people and maybe um, give people a little bit of a taste because it's something that can be intimidating, whether you've never had a tarot reading or don't know what energy healing is, or, you know, all of the sessions on Sunday are 15-minute sessions. So it's kind of a way where people can come and dip their toes in and get a feel for what it is without necessarily committing to a whole practice, without committing to an hour-long Reiki session that when they don't know what they're getting into or, and kind of taste a few different ways to access that sort of divination and see what works for you, what feels good, whether it's a different modality that speaks to you or whether it's a particular healer that you feel attuned with. It's kind of a way for the public, for people to sample what it means to use divination as a tool and what it can mean to them in a really kind of easy, accessible way with low commitment.
Just kind of giving everybody the opportunity to experience it for themselves, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
All right. Well, Aaron, I've got one last request from you. As somebody who knows this event probably better than anybody else, what would you say to somebody who's maybe on the fence? Maybe they don't know that this is something that they want to participate in this weekend. They don't know if they're going to have time, but it really interests them. What would you tell them to make sure that they do show up this Sunday and participate in the festival?
I would say just come and check it out. It's a low commitment. Like you can come and scope it out. And if it's not for you, if you're not feeling like today is the day to get your cards read or experience an interaction, then the worst case scenario is you're gonna come meet some people and maybe find some beautiful things from beautiful creators. We also will have our witch swap and our library, lending library. So even if it's just stopping in and getting a feel for the community, and maybe you check out the library and maybe you find a pretty crystal on the swap table and you take it home with you. If that's the worst case scenario, then um, that's not so bad, and not a bad way to spend a little bit of your day to give yourself that chance, that opportunity to see what, dipping your toes in this community might feel like.
All right, love that. Perfect way to end this. Erin, I can't thank you enough for stopping by, and I do want to remind everybody one last time that if you would like to know a little bit more information about the event that's happening this Sunday, if you want to know where it's happening, what time, all of that good stuff can be found right now over on our website, woodtv.com, inside this week's Weekend Planner. Erin, one last time, thank you so much for stopping by today. We really do appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Of course. I want to thank everybody else for tuning into this latest edition of the News 8 Live Desk. I'm Phil Penarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.